you don't see that a lot with Americans because we take it for granted. I mean, we grow up in a system where you can be anything you want, and no one really, we tell that to our kids all the time. You can be anything.
But do you mean
want.
it? Like, I don't know. Do you really mean it when you tell it to your kids?
Honestly, I do not feel like, of course, like I know that my kids have limitations. Like I know what my kids'
I
limitations
mean,
are.
you can be
Yeah.
anything you want to be, but probably not an opera singer.
But it's weird. Like I feel like it's almost evil to tell my child that you can't be something
Yes.
because you're limiting them. Because in America, we really are free. I don't think we respect how much freedom we really have, and I don't think people growing up in America understand that it can be very different, and your life could be very different and very controlled, and and as you probably are a little aware, I mean, that's a big push in America is to become more socialist. And
Which scares me because it's not going to work. The whole utopic idea of, we'll just work together for the same good and everyone gets a piece of it, it does not work. And it's scary because you know what happens? It kills your, not great, it kills your initiative.
yes, okay.
Right? Like people, this is why they say, people drink in Russia. But if you have the hours during which you get to work and there's nothing you can do, right, in your place of work to progress, right? If you work twice as hard, it's not going to affect the outcome in any way. So people just lose any initiative. They just clock in, clock out, and go do something else.
Yeah, so I guess the belief here is because this is usually what a lot of people say. Well, we're trying to go for more of a Western European socialism, but really in Western Europe, they don't really have socialist. I mean, they have socialist policies, but they don't take it to the extent that they really claim that it's being taken. But yeah, if someone's going to take everything from you, what incentive do you have? Especially if they start telling you what you can do and what you can't do.
And it's funny too, and I don't know much about Western European countries to speak about them, but what I do know is one of my good friends, he's a coach and a speaker, and he delivers very motivational type of a message about business, and now that he's traveling across the world, he says that when he travels to Europe or any other countries, and he usually meets with whoever host he's being hired by, and asks, "Hey, what can I deliver? What type of message do you want me to narrow down on?" And they say, "Hey, do something to motivate my people. Have them dream bigger, right? Have them push further. Have them be a little bit more enthusiastic because socialism kills it."
Yeah.
It's truly,
Well,
having free education,
Yeah.
free healthcare, at least the way my previous country did it, it never works.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, I even have part of that problem. I run a bunch of my businesses, and a lot of times when I start making more and more money, I go, why? Because I'm just going to be taxed. Eventually, like right now, we have an incredibly low tax rate. But if the argument is made that, hey, if you start making, and I don't think people in America understand this concept. We don't tax rich people in America. We have two taxes. We have the income tax system and we have a capital gains tax system.
Right.
Well, capital gains is taxing assets.
Correct.
That's what rich people have. They have assets. They own buildings. They own things. And we tax that at a flat rate. In the United States, it's about 20% right now. Okay, you can have $2 billion worth of buildings, you'll be taxed 20%. But income, we have a progressive tax rate. The more money you make, the more that you will be taxed on. So the problem with our system is we don't really explain to young people, yeah, we'll tax people more, but what they're really saying is we're going to tax the working class more. When you want a 70% tax rate to pay for free healthcare, they're not going after the rich people. They're going after doctors, professional athletes, a lawyer, a really successful business owner, really successful real estate agent. And so right now, we've been able to stop that, but once you open that floodgate of taxing people at that rate, you're not taxing the assets. You're taxing the actual income people are earning. And that's who you're talking about. The people who work are the people who build things.
Right.
They're the dreamers.
Yes.
You know, they're the people that are the poor that are trying to rise up. You know, once you have the assets, you're the rich. You don't care. It's like, but that's a hard system, and that's the scary thing that scares me about what they keep asking for, is they don't really understand the people. The kids who are asking for socialist policies don't understand the government isn't going to go tax the rich people.
And it's funny because it's the young kids, right, that ask for it.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, they don't know any better, and
exactly.
and you don't know that
so
it
you've
can.
done a bad job as a parent to raise kids like that.
Well, my kids are too young. They don't have any concepts. They'll listen to this and they'll be like, I don't even know what you're talking about.